Good morning. Happy Wednesday. There we go. Let me get everything set up here. And let me make sure my mic's picking me up and everything. Okay, that's looking good. Okay. I'm hoping the music is good and not coming through my speakers too loud. So yeah, let me say something in chat so that way anyone in the future joining me or any lurkers, if you notice the music sounds weird, just let me know. Coffee. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I'll say anything in chat. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Alright, so it's Wednesday before a holiday, at least here in the US. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and so that means today's my last work day for the week, and actually for the whole month. So since I have Friday off as well, oh no, not for the month. I guess technically Monday is still part of November, almost for the month. But either way, it's crazy to just realize how quickly time is passing and that 2020 is just about over. Where is this year gone? I don't know. Gotta stay hydrated, especially if I'm gonna be chatting for a couple hours today. So yeah, we'll see how today goes. How this morning goes with a little stream. So I am working from home today, which means that I don't have to drive to the office, and I just need to get things set up here, so I don't need a whole lot of time before I need to basically it's not going to take me much time to prepare for my work day today. So it's about 6:30 my time, and I don't have to start work till 9, which means that I could probably stream for 2 hours if I wanted to. So we'll see. I might go to about 8:30. I might get off a little bit sooner. We'll see. I do have an alarm set for 7:30 for an hour from now. Just to remind me to, at that point I might get up and stretch, but that's an hour from now. Today I'm going to be working on hopefully finishing up the rows on this hat right here. It's going to be for my niece. It's going to be a little Christmas present for her. Yeah, by the way, I do have my baby Yoda keeping me company today. It's my little co-host. Yeah, so I'm just going to have cozy little time. I know I say that a lot and I write that a lot on the stream, but I do really want it to be a comfortable, chill place for people to just escape to for a little bit. And maybe if I can keep you company, bring some joy in your life, that is all that I can hope for. Especially with the world as it is right now, and with holidays coming and things being a little bit different this year. So let's see, let me get this set up a little bit. Let me see if I can position this in case anyone wants to say hi. That way I can see their chats. Okay, well, we'll just keep the phone there. That'll be fine. Yeah, so yeah, this holiday season's gonna be definitely different. So tomorrow is a holiday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, which usually has, especially for my extended family, it's usually a very large get-together. And some of them are actually getting together still. But my immediate family, we are deciding to all to not travel across state lines, because that's not really recommended right now for our states. So we are going to have a very scaled back holiday. So in fact, me and my boyfriend, we are just staying home. Just the two of us. It'll be, I think, the very first Thanksgiving that I will not have been gone to someone's house or had a big meal or anything. So we're gonna make ourselves some tasty food. Basically, as long as we have mashed potatoes, it's fine. It'll be a holiday. So that's definitely one of our favorite foods. Is some creamy mashed potatoes. So that will definitely be happening tomorrow. But yeah, usually, especially my mom's side of the family, she has a rather large family that all lives pretty close to each other. So we will often have a big get together with all of the cousins and an extended family. And at this point, all my cousins' kids. So there'll easily be 30, 50 of us at my grandma's house for a Thanksgiving meal. And yeah, like I said, some of them are getting together still this year, but we are not. Like we as in me, my immediate family, my parents and my siblings. Because COVID is definitely hitting us pretty hard, the area that we're in. And so especially in the case that we've been exposed and, are carrying it and don't know, I don't want to be spreading that to other members of my family. Because my boyfriend, he works in a factory, and there have been some cases there, and so just him, even though he's doing his best to stay healthy and, stay socially distant and wash his hands and do all that stuff, it's still definitely possible that he could still be exposed and be carrying it, and we don't want to do that to our families. We don't want to be responsible for possibly making them sick. But anyways, this is going to be a cozy stream, so we're not going to dwell on that for too long. No, we are not. So, happy things that we are doing is my family, my parents and my sisters. We basically have a video chat date scheduled for that morning, for tomorrow morning. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So we, still really glad that we'll be able to talk to each other and see each other's faces and still spend a little bit of time together, even if we're not physically in the same place. So I'm definitely glad that we have technology that's even more advanced, that's this advanced, where that is so easy to do. Like, that we basically have these little machines in our pockets that allow us to not just like talk to people, but like see people, stay connected. Which brings me to, that's another thing that I want to be doing with JoyThriveGlow, with this little live stream, this community that I hope to cultivate, is give people a place to feel connected. Emotionally connected. Like, I know that physically being around people isn't something that's possible right now, but giving people a place to get to know each other, to chat about things that we enjoy. Just so that you're not alone. Oh, good morning, Alicia. How are you doing today? This beautiful morning, you extra early bird. I know it's super early for you. I'm determined to finish this hat today. I didn't work on it at all after stream yesterday, so I still got a little bit to do on it. But yeah, definitely want this to be a place where people can connect with each other. And the things that bring me joy, as you can probably tell, are crochet, so a little bit of yarn, coffee, and nerdy things like Star Wars. So I woke up thinking I missed your stream, so I was about to go back to sleep, and then I got a notification. Oh, yeah. Yep, so 6:30 my time, so that's about 3:30. Yeah, I was going to say about 3 hours earlier for you. So no, you did not miss it. And I'll be going a little bit later today, so I've only been able to stream for not even an hour the last couple days because I had a drive to the office and work from there. But today I am working from home, which means that instead of driving, I get to stay streaming. There we go. Okay, we're almost done with this row. There we go. Almost. Just gotta pay attention, that way I can connect the rows and start a new one. Although I don't know if I have enough. I think I might be finishing the end of this yarn. Let me show you. This is all I have left right here, and I don't think that's gonna quite get me around another time. So I should analyze, but first I should analyze if I think this is done or if I need to start using the other skein. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. All right. All right. So, Alicia, what do you have planned the rest of this week? Are you able to chill and relax with family this Thanksgiving, or do you have to work or anything like that? 'Cause I know, like I get Thursday, I get tomorrow and Friday off, but my boyfriend, he'll get tomorrow off, but he'll probably have to work Friday and Saturday. So okay, let's do a test. Let's see how. Oh, there we go. You know what? That actually might be okay. Especially get a little poof on here. That would be really cute, especially for my niece. I think that'll work. I think that's a good length. All right, let's fix my hair. All right, there we go. Not too bad. Sweet. I think this is just about finished then. Which means that I have to decide, do I want to start another hat or do I want to knit my scarf? Oh good, you get to spend it with family. No one lives that far apart from each other. That's very good. Very good. Yeah, my immediate family, my parents and my two sisters, we'll be chatting tomorrow via video chat. But that'll be about it. My sisters, they might be visiting their in-laws, I'm not sure. Or they might just be staying in with their significant others and their families. But especially because my mom actually is still just recovering from COVID. So, yeah, she was in the hospital last week. Yeah, she got out on Saturday. So now my dad has to kind of just quarantine and just make sure that he's still healthy and that he didn't catch it from her. So my sisters, they live closer to my parents, so they'll be taking care of them and helping. They'll drop off some side dishes for them. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay in. So you had to spend your Thanksgiving video chatting with family, I think last year, because I was on a trip to Australia. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, definitely would make you homesick. I can definitely see that. But I'm definitely so grateful for video chat even being an option. It's definitely definitely crazy to think that you can be like literally halfway around the world and still be able to not just talk to your family but see them. All right, we're going to do some knitting today. We're gonna work on this scarf that I think has been on these needles for like 2 years. Because I got this yarn and I'm like, ooh, that needs to be a scarf. And I'm like, but, I mean, yeah, I knew it needed to be a scarf, but I wanted it to be a knitted scarf. But knitting takes me forever. So I don't know if you've seen this one yet at all, but this yarn is super cool. It has all of these colors that just flow together. Yeah. But so Thanksgiving, this will be the first time that I'm not around, that I'm not like with anyone that I don't live with, basically. Yeah, I know, this baby blue, this like turquoise, I know, it's definitely like a bright pop compared to the other like fall colors of it. That is definitely true. Let me see, do I have, let me see real quick. I might have, yeah, here we go. Okay, because I bought 2 skeins of it when I got it. So, here we go. So it's Mandala by Lion Brand. And here's kind of what they say like all the colors are. So they're all like striped like that. And I kind of like it. So honestly, like that blue color is what drew me to the yarn. So for me, when I look at it, I think that the mustard yellow is out of place. So like I would like it 10 times more if I kind of just skipped the yellow and it was just like the browns and the blue. So, because there's, I can talk, I promise. So this other blue is coming in right here. So it kind of like brings that one together. But kind of the randomness of the colors is kind of what drew me to it. Kind of why I like it. But I don't know if I'm actually gonna wear it. I want to, but I don't know if I actually will. We'll see. We shall see. Because it doesn't really go with my coat that I have. So, yeah. Let me get my screens on here set up. I need to look into getting another monitor for streaming. You know, I think it's because earlier I watched someone make a little owl with those same colors, except that blue, which is probably why I think it's out of place. Yes, that would make sense. If you already are associating the colors, except for that one, with something, it would definitely seem a little out of place. I can understand that. Okay, so I'm not that great at knitting, so it's very possible that I am holding things wrong or that there's a more efficient way, a more proper way to be doing things, but this is how I do it. This is what works for me. Okay, let's get little Yoda here all positioned. There we go. 'Cause I'm sure if someone, well, I know somebody sat me down and taught me the basics at some point. I think my mom probably did. But for the most part, I taught myself just from this book, this little pamphlet that I got about to teach yourself how to knit. And while the book definitely has a lot of the basics of knitting, like it goes through a lot of things and it has basic patterns and it has pretty good diagrams, I pretty much stuck with the first page of doing the basic knit stitch and have not yet expanded to really any other sort of stitches or perfected them at all, because I barely feel like I have this one perfected. So we are just taking a few years knit here and there and just get used to it and figure out what I'm doing. Because I've been crocheting and kind of experimenting with crochet since I was pretty young. So I definitely feel like I have a better grasp of the basics of crochet, but compared to knitting, I'm way behind in my knitting. So unfortunately, almost none of my family members are creative crafters, so I mostly learned everything on my own at the wonderful school of YouTube. Yes, YouTube is fantastic. Yes. It is a fantastic pool of knowledge. But that, you know what, honestly, that's one thing I probably should do, is I know I've looked up lots of like crochet things, like crochet tutorials, but I can't say that I've actually watched a whole lot about knitting. So maybe that would help me. But at this point, I'm kind of content just knowing how to make a scarf. So, but yeah, someday I should expand and maybe watch some YouTube, find some tutorials out there to show me the ropes. But I'm definitely blessed to have people in my life, family and friends who are creative and crafty and have skills that they can share with me. Because that definitely isn't something that everybody has. Yeah. But yeah, no, my mom's super talented. Because on top of knowing the basics of like knitting and crochet, she sews. She's not too bad with a sewing machine. She also paints. It's not something she does a lot. Something she definitely did when she was younger. But I have a nice painting over here that she did. That actually, you know what, now that I mention it, that the painting she did has a lot of these colors in it, which may be one reason why I liked it. Because it has the blues, but then it has a little bit of like the tans and yellows to it. So it's definitely an aesthetic that I enjoy. There we go. But yeah, there's definitely something to be said though about teaching yourself how to do things, or, you know, learning without someone physically there showing you how to do it. So, yeah, being able to watch a video and learn how to do something, that takes skill. It really does. Alright, mini hydration break real quick. Coffee and water. Coffee to wake up my brain, water to wake up my voice. Yes. But yeah, I definitely have a problem though of wanting to do all the things. I want to make all the things. I want to learn all the things, which is good. Like, it's definitely good to have a desire to learn new things. But I get so distracted and I end up having all these different hobbies that I want to spend time and money on. That's probably the biggest thing, is that I want to buy all the things. Like, I want to buy all the yarn. I want to buy all the different fancy crochet needles. I into like paper crafting, and I want to make all the cards, but that takes a long time. And I lose momentum making cards for everybody, so I end up just having all these random containers of paper and different crafting things. I really like fountain pens, so I have a nice little collection of fountain pens that are just right now sitting in a container with a tons large, not, I guess, I don't think it's a huge collection of ink, of fountain pen ink, but for some people they look at it and they would think it's a lot. Especially considering how long it lasts. I definitely have ink to last me a long time. So yeah, so going down a YouTube rabbit hole of crafty things can definitely be expensive for me, which isn't always a good thing. You don't think you have any patience to take up crochet, knitting, cross-stitching, anything too time-consuming. So time-consuming. Well, it is, but that's part of the joy of it, though, honestly. And what I love about it, honestly, is that once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to kind of like multitask. Like it just at a certain point, it becomes something just to keep your hands busy. So like right now, I have so much muscle memory, even though this is knitting and I'm not nearly as skilled in it, like my hands just kind of know what to do. And let me adjust this a little bit because I know these needles are so long. I probably should have put this on some other needles, but I think my most expensive hobby was photography. Oh yeah, that would, especially if it's in the olden days of film and processing your own film. Oh, and then even digital photography, just getting like fancy lenses. So photography with film was definitely something I was interested in. So in high school, I was really glad my freshman year, so this was a while ago, I haven't graduated college a while, let alone high school a little bit. So this would have been back in early 2000s. My freshman year, I took photography, like film photography. Is what they still had. So they still had a dark room, and you got all the chemicals. And I was so glad that I signed up for it my freshman year, and got that experience to be in a dark room and just learn the chemical processes of processing film and all that. Because that was the very last year they offered film photography. After that, they got rid of the dark room and they transitioned solely to digital photography. But it was expensive. So that class, so my family didn't have a ton of money when I was growing up. I mean, they still don't have a ton of money. But we got, depending on the year, we either got free or reduced like lunches, but then also book rental fees. But you didn't get like any sort of discount on the fees for like the class, so the additional materials that would be used for that class. So I remember being so guilty when my mom like looked at essentially the bill for my freshman year in high school, because it might have only been like $50 or something like that, but that seemed like so much money, and I felt so bad because she had to pay for it. But I was so grateful that I got that semester, because by that next year, that dark room no longer existed. The photography program was different because they like remodeled the room and they expanded the cafeteria. But that was a really great experience. So Alicia, is it mostly digital photography? Is that something that you're still into right now? So I remember when I was younger, I told my parents I wanted a camera for photography, but also to take video, and then they ended up getting me a camcorder. Oh, and I just pretended it's exactly what I wanted. Oh, well, that was very kind of you to be gracious like that with them. Yeah. So especially years ago, because it hasn't been that long since cameras for photography were also really good for recording video. Okay, so you're into digital photography, but you lost interest in it some years ago. Yeah, that is too bad. But yeah, because it used to be like, if you wanted to do video, people just naturally thought that you needed like a camcorder, that you needed a separate machine or whatever contraption. But yeah, because now if you told people that you wanted to shoot videos, they definitely would. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you're talking to. Like, I would know that you could just use like the same like DSLR or like mirrorless camera and be able to take lovely photos and pretty decent videos with it. So, like, I know that nowadays, like, fancy streamers, they're using those for their live streams instead of just, like, a little webcam like I have set up. But yeah, because it really has not been that long that cameras have been associated simultaneously with taking pictures and taking videos. I think since cell phones have kind of become our cameras, it's definitely a concept that people are grouping together more to be able to take your still photos and your video. Yeah, these days the cameras can almost do everything, including, is that cell phone ones? Oh, phone ones? I think you're saying cell phone ones. Could be. But yeah. But no, yeah, especially cell phone ones, because actually the camera that I'm shooting this with right here, this one is my old iPhone. It's my iPhone 8 Plus. So I upgraded phones this spring and I'm using a Samsung one now. But I had paid off this iPhone and it's still fantastic for so many things. So I'm like, I will definitely hang on to this pocket computer / recording device. It's so useful to have it around. Definitely worth the money. But yeah, it's a new concept. I remember, yeah, so when I was a kid, like really young, my grandpa, he had like a camcorder. But it was like one that had to record directly to the VHS cassette tape, whatever those are called. Like, I'm losing terminology from years ago. So it was this huge thing, like like super big, like this tall. Like, you had to like sit on his shoulder. So he would like sit there and like record all of us. So we have all of this footage for me and my cousins when we were like, I don't know, just a few years old, just sitting there watching our Disney movies and things like that. And then it wasn't all that many years later when my dad got a camcorder to record us, and we thought it was super fancy because then instead of recording on like a super big cassette tape, it was like a mini tape or VHS tape. It was just a little mini tape. But then you had to take the time to transfer it to a VHS. But things are definitely different now. That is for sure. Yeah, I still remember in high school, one of my friends was so adamant about getting a cell phone, and he wanted a cell phone that had a camera on it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why do you need? What? First of all, are you sure you need a cell phone? And second of all, you really want to spend that much money to put like a little camera on it? Like, what would you use it for? Like, but over the last 10 years, instead of spending money on a separate little camera to keep with me, I just have I never would have thought that cell phones would have developed in the way they did. I'm so glad they did, though. I use my phone for absolutely everything. And it's my main media consuming device. That is for sure. So, let's see. Oh man. Feels weird. So Alicia, is there any other hobbies that you've delved into? Oh, hi. You say your name's Shinko, right? Or is that okay if that's how I say it? Glad to see you again. Yeah, thanks for stopping by again. Yeah, Shinko was my first commenter, my first follow. And Alicia, I think you were my second. So I'm so excited. So Shinko, meet Alicia. I'm glad we could all hang out together this morning. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm saying it right. Yeah, I get to stream for a little while this morning because I get to work from home today. Yeah, time zones are weird. Yeah, what time zone are you in? Because I'm in Eastern time, so it's like 7-ish for me. But yeah, but Alicia's even earlier than I am. But is that later in the day or earlier in the day for you than 7 a.m.? I forget. You may have told me, but I don't know if I asked you the other day. Feels so long ago. I know it was not long ago at all. Ugh. There we go. But yeah, we are talking about hobbies this morning. You're in California too? So was Alicia. I never would have expected to have so many California people watch me this early in the morning, but I am not going to complain at all. I am very pleased to have you guys here for my cozy little stream. But I'm excited that you can share your mornings with me, because that's definitely what I want to be doing here. It's giving people something pleasant to wake up to. Mini hydration break. Ah, there we go. Yep, night owls over there in Cali. That is for sure. Okay, so I will let you know, I do have an alarm set for about 20 minutes from now. For me to just get up and stretch and refill my water. But we got a little while, because I am planning on streaming like a whole 2 hours today instead of like 45, 50 minutes. But, you know, I had to practice with my baby streams. Got to start somewhere. Let's get this positioned. Knitting is definitely does not come nearly as naturally to me as crochet. It's definitely a bit more awkward for me. But this is the best project to work on today. So I've been doing all right. Thanks for asking. I am excited that today's Wednesday, tomorrow's a holiday, and so today's my last work day for the week. I am excited. Yeah, so Shinko, what are your Thanksgiving plans? Are you having a bigger one? So was I able to finish the other scarf? So let me think. So this might, you know what, this is the same scarf actually. I believe this is the same scarf because this one looked like the Doctor Who scarf. Yes. So I have not actually worked on it, I think, since that stream. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. You deal with your dog there, Alicia. That's okay. What kind of dog do you have? So yeah, so this is the same scarf. So I was working on this hat. I don't know if I showed you this hat. This hat I'm just about done with. It's gonna be for my niece. So I just need to get put a little pom-pom on top of it. So I'll do that. I'll do that later, I think. But yes, this scarf I have been working on for a couple years. It's been on these needles because I was definitely intrigued by all the different colors that this yarn has. But the yarn is so thin that I knew that crocheting, I just wouldn't have as nice of a texture if I tried to crochet it. So I definitely was envisioning this nice thin drapey texture, and I knew that I could only get that if I knitted it. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, so Shinko, your Thanksgiving plans are staying home with the fam since cases have been rising a little too much to go over to my cousin's house, unfortunately. Yes, so yeah, I am staying home with my boyfriend because my mom is actually just recovering from COVID. So she was in the hospital for a couple days with COVID pneumonia. So my dad is still quarantining. Because he was, around her and trying to take care of her. So far he's tested negative for it, but we still want to be safe. So this definitely would have been a year where I would have visited extended family, across state, well, in a different state. But that would have been like 30 plus people, probably pushing 50. By the time you get all the cousins and the cousins' kids all together, and I'm like, that's not something I want to do this year. All right, so you have a multi-Shih Tzu mix, super cute. So that's a pretty small dog, right? So I did not finish the blanket. So that is a long-term project. 'Cause I think I was working on like that gray one, right? So that one I'll need to buy a yarn for that. And that yarn's kind of expensive, so it'll be one that I just pick up yarn here and there and just hope that the colors match. Yeah, so mostly what I've been working on is the hat for my niece. Oh, and then I will show you, I don't know, did I show you the other Baby Yoda I'm making? So I didn't work on this yesterday, but I have more of the head. So this Yoda is worsted yarn and only one strand. So this is 2 strands of worsted yarn, so it's a little thicker. So by the time it has stuffing in it, it will be, probably like twice as thick as this one. But it's about to start the neck and then go down to the body. But I'll need to get, I think, some brown felt for the eyes, because here I crocheted the brown and it doesn't look nearly as good, because it's definitely recommended to have like a piece of brown felt behind the black eyes. So Shinko, you want a PS5 but afraid of getting mauled by the crowd of gamers. Oh yeah. So to go shopping on is that on Friday that you're thinking about doing that? So Lisa, are you two planning on getting anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday? I've been thinking about that, but I didn't really, only thought about it like yesterday, and then realized that I didn't budget any money to buy anything really at all. So probably not. I don't know if I'm gonna get much at all. So if I do, it will be yarn. Probably. We'll see. Because I just bought, not that I spent a ton of money, but I did invest in my stream a little bit. I got a better microphone. So when I started last week recording, I only had my headset. And I just noticed it popped a lot. And I didn't really like the aesthetic of having my black over-ear headphones and the microphone out. But, I had to start with something. So I recently bought, it's not super expensive, but a microphone that's like hanging out right here. Yes, you want more child plushies? Yes, the child. He is adorable. He is the best. So I will have to decide if once I do finish the larger version, what I'm going to do with this baby one that's on my lap. If I'm going to keep it and just have all the different versions live together, or if I should probably give it away. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But this guy's been hanging out with me for like a year now. Alright, so Lisa, I was too impatient to wait till Black Friday to buy more sewing material, so I already spent my budget. Aw, shucks. Yeah. So, okay, so sewing. So, let's see. So what are you adventuring, what are your sewing adventures including right now? Are you machine sewing? Are you hand stitching anything? So you might just buy Christmas presents, so that's a plan too. Yes. There you go. Yeah, I don't have... my immediate family, I haven't asked them what our plans are this year, but the last couple years we've been doing more like a small a swap of presents, so like drawing names between the adults, and then we kind of just decided that we'll just buy the niece and nephews gifts. That's where, because that's more the most fun anyways, is seeing the kids open stuff. So I'll probably be getting some Legos, but I have a couple weeks to buy that. Okay, so Lisa, so you use a machine. Oh, you have a virtual reality headset for my computer, and I've been trying to make things for it. Oh. So you've been trying to, so for your headset, like make a case for it or something like that? And what kind of headset do you have? My boyfriend has, what does he have? Is it Oculus? Is it a Rift? I don't remember which one he has. Let's see, it's right here. I don't know. He has this one. So, someday he might want to get me one, because he wants me to go adventuring in VR chat with him, but I don't know. I like the idea of things being in... Rift S, yes! There you go. That makes sense. That's what it is. A Valve Index. I have not... I can't say that I've heard of it, but it is quite possible that I've watched a general video where someone was explaining the differences and probably mentioned it, but I've only ever really been familiar with Oculus, so it didn't stick with me. Yeah, so what kind of things are you wanting to make then for your headset? Things to make it more comfortable? Because obviously, you're not making things for like VR part of it when you're sewing. Like outfits for you to wear in the VR world. Although that would be super cool. I'm sure it won't be long before we can just scan in real world things and make digital copies of them super, super easy. I know that there's versions of that exist right now, but not for the general consumer. Okay, yeah, things to make it more comfortable. Because the face pad thing it comes with doesn't last very long. Yes, I can see that. Especially if you're wearing it for longer periods of time. Because especially the games that he likes to play, he really gets excited about like killing all the zombies and things. So it's definitely a workout for him when he's on there. And so his forehead gets pretty sweaty having that big thing on his head for a while. So he has a friend who has an older version, I think, of the Oculus. He's had it for a couple years now. Yeah, and after a few years of wear, I think he mentioned that the styrofoam thing was not in the best shape. So he may have replaced it or something. I'm not sure, but I know that that's definitely something to think about and consider. So that definitely makes sense to craft some things to make that more comfortable, especially because they're quite the investment, from what I understand. There we go. Ooh, so are you guys into Harry Potter at all? I shouldn't have opened it yet, but I didn't know what it was when it came. So at work, we did a gift exchange, like a Secret Santa, using a website, using Elfster. And basically so since we're being socially distant, the idea was you would buy the gift and send it directly to the person. And then we were all going to open them together with our virtual party that we're having in the middle of December. And anyways, so you could put links to like things on your Amazon, like from Amazon that you wanted that were within the price range. And so we ended up getting a random Amazon package, and there's no way to know on there that it was from my Secret Santa. And I don't think Amazon has it where you can gift wrap things now, because a few years ago I remember that it was an option to pay extra and have them gift wrap things. So anyways, I opened it already, and so I'm gonna like put it in something and open it again. But I'm gonna show you what I had requested and what my Secret Santa got me. And so I am super excited to try this out someday. So I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait till I'm officially supposed to have opened it. So almost a month from now. Well, and by open it, I mean use the material in it. Obviously, I opened the box and I looked at the things. So, yeah, it comes with the yarn to make this little Harry and to make this Dobie. I know, surprise ruined, but I'm still excited about it. And it could only be so much of a surprise anyways, because I only had like 3 or 4 things listed, and it was like this or crochet needles or crochet hooks. So, but they look so adorable. And might as well. Let me pop this out real quick. Since you're here, I'll just show you. I'm sure I'll unbox it again later. But there's this crochet hook right here. Oh, there we go. Can you see it? There you go. Right here, that's all brown and it's all textured and it looks like a little wand. I mean, it's super cute. It functionally is really just some cheap plastic that happens to have a hook on it, but it's really cute. I don't know if I'm actually gonna crochet with it though, but we'll see. I may try to still use it for one of the figurines, but I don't think it's gonna go that well, cause I don't know, but we'll probably still try. Yeah, they look adorable though. Hopefully you don't want to watch the stream. Well, I don't think so, because this is still brand new, and I haven't told that many people about it. And if they do, it's okay. They'll know that I really appreciate it. And at least they'll still see me visually react to it. So, yeah. But it did make me think, though, because the person, so whoever my Secret Santa is, must have purchased my gift probably like as soon as we got the email saying who our person was, and like with the link to their list, because they got me because it came like right away. So I have not yet purchased anything for person I'm supposed to gift to. So it got me thinking about what I wanted to do. So there's a few items on their list. So they're all Amazon things. So I could still choose to just buy something from Amazon and then send it directly to them. But it's not gonna be festive at all, because basically it's just like an Amazon packaging, and if I can't pay for it to be gift wrapped, I don't think it's gonna be special, and they probably will do the same thing I did and not realize it's from their Secret Santa and be like, did I order something? I don't know. And then like open it right then and there and not know. So I don't know if I should order something, have it shipped to me, and then pay a little bit more to then package it and ship it to them through the mail. So, you know, but then be able to wrap it a little bit and make the packaging festive. So, because that's kind of what I want to do. But that's definitely a lot more effort. So I definitely don't blame anyone who just ends up clicking the button from Amazon and shipping it to their to the person they're gifting, because I could always, because my other thinking is I could, since I have the person's address, I could send them Secret Santa mail and maybe send them a card ahead of time saying, hey, something from your Secret Santa is coming from Amazon. You know, here's roughly when you should expect it. Please don't open it. I think that's the best option if you want it to be more seasonal. Yeah, shipping it directly to them. Well, not directly to them. Shipping their gift to me and then me repackaging and shipping it probably makes sense. So then doing that, I do have to think then with a couple things that they selected. So basically it does kind of narrow down what I want to buy them, because I probably opt for the thing that will be easier for me to package and ship again. So, because they have some things that might be more fragile, and then they have two options that would be 7:30. I'll be breaking in just a moment. They have some options that would be like softer and not breakable at all, so I might go with one of those. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking I should at least send them an additional Christmas card, because who doesn't want fun snail mail? But somewhere I have a collection of stamps, but I've moved so much the last year or two that I don't remember where I put all my stamps. But I had purchased some festive holiday stamps, but I don't know where they went. That's always more fun. Yes, snail mail and having things sent directly to you all pretty packaged is more fun. Okay, so if you guys don't mind sticking around it'll be 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Once I finish this row, I'm going to get myself a little bit more water. And I need to stretch my legs. But I will be back. And I still got to finish this row. So I'm being getting a little ahead of myself here. But if I'm going to stay on for another hour, I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself. Yeah, and I won't be long at all. So it's more just a general practice that I want to incorporate into my streams, and a good habit for me to have, to make sure that I'm getting up and making sure I'm intentionally staying hydrated, because I have found that even though none of my streams have been very long, that my voice has been definitely more hoarse this last week. And I know that part of it's just me talking more. So I want to make sure I'm taking care of my voice if I want to keep doing this. All right, three more stitches. There we go. And then I will return and we can talk more about hobbies and more about gifting things. So I will be back in a minute, maybe not even a minute. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for letting me stretch. Definitely needed it more than I thought I did, which is precisely why I scheduled the stretch time. Because it's probably not the best for me, but I sit Indian style, like cross-legged, in this chair. Just super comfortable, especially for chill mornings, but definitely requires some stretching. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Shinko used to be crafty back when, but you do art now more than anything. Yeah, what kind of art do you do? I'm interested. Yes, tell us more, Shinko. What kind of art do you do? Alrighty. Let's get this yarn repositioned here. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, do you create like artwork? Do you do like digital designs? Yeah, okay. So you have a manga type art style. You're trying to learn chibi style, but it's hard. Ooh, super cute. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it that you would have to learn the different styles like that. Like that there's But it totally makes sense that there's certain like techniques that you need to figure out for each art style. But yeah, chibi art. It's definitely super cute. I have so I have a t-shirt that was merch for a streamer that I follow. And it's basically a chibi version of her and her little cat, and she's sitting there with like a blanket over her, and she's sitting holding like a cup of tea. She drinks mostly tea, so I'm assuming it's tea. But it's just her like huddled, sipping her tea with this blanket over her and like her big cute little face. And my boyfriend says it's like his favorite shirt that I own. This is like this chibi girl, all cozy, sipping her tea. So Alicia says, I would have thought chibi would be easier to learn than regular detailed manga. But you gotta get the my guess is that maybe figuring out the proportions for everything might be hard. Because sometimes making things like more realistic, I don't know, and more detailed, like you have the details of things make it gives you more to work with, so that you have more opportunity to kind of express things. But when you have a more minimalist style, and it's just definitely more like shapes, that you have to be very much more precise with where you're placing things and everything. So Shinko says, I would too, trust me. I don't know why it's so hard for me to learn it. When I draw chibi, it comes out looking too thick and blobbed. Yeah. That's definitely kind of what I would think, because I guess, yeah, you know what, that makes sense to me. I would definitely have much harder time drawing, like in general, like I don't draw very well at all, basically, but I think I would have a much harder time drawing a stylized cartoon than something that's meant to look a bit more realistic. Partially because the little bit of art that I like would have learned in school definitely leaned more towards like the artistic things, like, you know, this is how you shade, and this is how you figure out the proportions of a face. But yeah, when you're working with less shapes, they have to be much more precise. That's my theory with why it might be harder. Yeah, with manga art, everything's more precise and symmetrical, and I can tell when something's off. But with chibi, if something looks off, I just think it's supposed to look like that. Yeah. Definitely makes sense to me. Yeah, because there's a fine line with when like everything's more cartoony, I guess. There's a fine line between with exaggerated features, with making things look like weird and different, and then actually look really cute and chibi-like. But yeah, drawing's definitely not one of my strong suits. Part of it is that I just never wanted to practice a whole lot. I wanted to do other things. The other thing is that I think both of my sisters, honestly, it came much more naturally to them. And it was hard for me as the oldest. Anytime that something was more natural for them, for me to want to continue doing it probably because I was just jealous. So I ended up sticking much more towards, honestly, like fiber arts, like crochet, and just creating other things. But both my younger sisters are much better painters than I am in drawing. Yep, we all have our set of skills. Exactly. But some of us want all of the skills. And so it makes us sad when they don't come like super, super quickly to us. So yeah, I'm still trying to learn what's mine. Yeah. I totally understand that. So there are definitely things that I wish I was better at, and that could be like my thing. But I always come back to yarn. So one thing that I've realized is that while there are many things that I enjoy doing and things that I know that I would like and I would love to have the finished product, one thing that brings me back to yarn and crochet is the fact that I can take it anywhere, and that I can sit and like chat with people wherever I am, and the project can come with me. So that's definitely been really helpful. So I can be in the car working on something. I can bring it. So if I, especially with the little bit of like social anxiety that I have, there are definitely times when it's just been really nice to have something else to focus on when I'm around a bunch of people and I'm a little bit uncomfortable. So honestly, like right now, as much as I like talking with you guys, it would be really weird if I was just sitting here not doing anything with my hands, but the whole thing that I have something else to focus on, and you guys, just like have an excuse of something to do is amazing. So that's one thing that ended up being a huge contributing factor for me continuing to want to crochet. So Alicia, true, although I can hand sew, I can't bring my machine with me everywhere. Exactly. Yes. So that was one reason as a kid, I dabbled in embroidery for a very short amount of time because I really love the idea of having that hoop and having something that you can like sit there and work on. And I love the idea of like making a hand quilt someday because I love that idea of just sitting there working on something. And this is it. I'm not paying enough attention. I'm going to drop the stitch. Hang on a moment. There we go. Got this. Well, and something that made me really realize this is about a year ago, my boyfriend got me into PC gaming with him. So he introduced me to World of Warcraft, which he's been playing since it was in beta. So, like a long, long time ago, like 15 years ago. He's been playing it like half of his life at this point. And initially, I had my not very, I was using a laptop that could just barely handle playing the game on like very low graphics. And I kind of liked it that I can sit in bed and I can like sit on the couch and bring my laptop with me and play the game. And it took me a while to adjust to once he gave me his old computer, because he got a new one so that he could use the VR headset. So I have his hand-me-down computer, which ultimately is so much more beefy than my laptop. But it has to stay on the desk. And so now I can't game. I can't game from the couch. I can't game from bed. So I've realized, so since basically quarantine started, I've since got Nintendo Switch. And that allows me to game and do things from wherever I want. And that is fantastic. But that whole experience just made me realize how where I get to do something I like and the mobility of it very much determines how much I like the thing. So while I know that I would love getting into sewing, I mean, there's so many things I know I would enjoy making. I know that the likelihood of me staying with that for a long period of time are kind of slim because, you can't take your machine everywhere. So you don't know about WoW, but there are some games on Steam. You can stream from your desk PC and play on your laptop. Yes. Yeah, so you could stream from your desktop PC and play on your laptop. Yeah. So it's definitely something I'm thinking about. So I know that I could do and then also some of the games that would be on Steam, there are versions of them that you can play on the Switch as well. So at some point, I may have expressed this. You guys may have been around when I expressed this the last few days. At some point, I might want to also venture into some sort of gaming, streaming. But it'd be very chill. Mostly I'm thinking Animal Crossing. Because while the computer he gave me can, in general, handle the game better, it can handle the online games, I don't think it's going to handle playing the game and then also streaming it well at the same time. But I might look into getting a capture card so I can do Switch games on stream. But at this point though, like with my laptop, now since I'm not using it as my primary machine, it's kind of just staying in a bag and I'm not really using it at all. Because in theory I could still keep WoW. I could play it wherever. But now I'm used to using my fancy mechanical keyboard, and I'm used to using, the certain mouse, and I have all my add-ons now for World of Warcraft that I would have to also put on the other computer. So that game in particular isn't going to be as conducive to changing setups. So yeah. Yes, cozy Animal Crossing streams. I've definitely, yes, since spring. So yes, basically Animal Crossing launched at the best time possible. Since the game launched, right when everything was shutting down, I was enjoying watching Animal Crossing streams for a couple months before I'm like, I need to buy a Switch because I really need to play this game. Yeah, it's lovely. I haven't, so yeah, like a lot of people, I definitely played the game pretty hardcore when I first got it. Put a lot of hours into it right away, and have kind of backed off since then. So now I probably only check in on my villagers once or twice a week. So there's definitely a few weeks there that I didn't play, and yeah, I still, so I came back and all the villagers are like, "Where were you? We were worried about you. Why'd you leave us for 3 weeks?" I'm like, I'm sorry. But no, it's a good game. I definitely need to pick it back up because I haven't really played since the winter update. So it might be snowing on my island and I might not know about it. So, but if I were to adventure out in my streaming repertoire into Animal Crossing, I'm assuming that might be something you guys are interested in seeing. So yeah, I definitely need to buy the device to do that. So it might be a little bit before I could do that. But the other game that I am told that I would like is Stardew Valley. So, I think I would like it. And I could do that one on PC, and I can do it on the Switch as well. So we'll see. If only you had the budget to buy the capture card on Cyber Monday. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Because I know that there are some cheaper ones, but it's also one of those things that you do have to do the pros and cons of, okay, so there's the ones that cost more money but work really well and are going to be consistent and, you know, they're much more reliable. Or you could buy one that doesn't cost much money at all, but it's, you know, not going to be as reliable and maybe not give you the best quality. So yeah, I just have to do pros and cons, because like an Elgato capture card, I don't know if this is the price that they're always supposed to be, but right now, like on Amazon, they're like $130. I think that might be marked up. I don't think they're supposed to be that much, because I know a lot of streaming products, like Elgato brand specifically, have been kind of price gouged since me and the rest of the world have decided this is a perfect time to start streaming. So we all need all the same things. But like when I was looking yesterday, there are ones for as cheap as like $15. And that seems suspicious to me. I don't know if I want to spend that little on something like that. Yeah, so I don't know what other games you'd venture into, but I don't think Animal Crossing and maybe like Pokemon would really need a good capture card. That is true. That is absolutely true. That is something I need to think about. Yeah, like if I was going to do something with more heavy graphics and a game console that had more beefy graphics than the Switch, then yes, then you're right. Then I might want to invest more in it. But if I am doing the Switch and really anything that's going to be on the Switch, I probably don't need to worry too much about the quality. That is a good point. Yes, because I have thought about, because I've never played an actual Pokemon game. I've only ever played Pokemon Go. So part of me thinks it might be fun to explore the game and kind of like share my newbie experience with the internet, and maybe like once a week playing a little bit of it. But I don't know, but most likely if I started a Pokemon game, I'd probably get pretty sucked into it. So I'd have to decide if I was going to be playing off stream, if I was going to stay just to streaming it, but those are decisions for another day. Right now, we're going to stick with yarn. We're going to stick with our crafting for right now. Yeah. But I should really keep my eyes open. Because I might be able to squeeze out some money Friday, or, you know, between Friday and Monday when all the sales will be on. Yeah, and honestly, I probably could have, had I been a little more patient, waited to buy anything for stream until this week. But I really wanted a cute little microphone right now, because that headset was going to drive me crazy. But I don't think that the purchases I made would be all that cheaper. Whatever. My brain's not fully awake yet. Whatever the words are supposed to be there. I don't think it would have cost me that much less money. Words. Caffeine needs a kick in. Impulsive buys are killer. I know. They are killer. So I already did so part of it is I already did an impulsive buy that should be arriving on Friday, but I'm pretty excited about it, and it will be something I share with stream, and share with you, my friends here I'm chatting with. It's a little bit different than what I'm doing here, but I'm also into like planners and journals. So I did buy like a fancy journal, and it was a special edition, so it came with a fountain pen. So it's called the Heroes Journal, and it has a bunch of artwork in it. And it's basically like taking a goal and like creating a quest around it. So I think you guys might find it interesting. So when I get it, as of right now, tracking information says it's coming on Friday. So I'm definitely not sure exactly when I'm streaming the rest of the week. But there's a possibility that on Saturday, especially if my boyfriend ends up working on Saturday morning, I probably would stream. So I might do kind of an unboxing and like showing off my fancy journal, my new fountain pen. Maybe I'll ink it up on stream. That could be cool. So it's much easier and less nerve-wracking for me to stream when he's at work and not just next to me or sleeping. So 'cause last Saturday when I streamed, I started and he was gone, but it wasn't that bad for me to stream a little bit when he was home. So we shall see. We shall see. But let's see. We still have a whole half hour, friends. Yes. But anyways, that was my impulsive buy because it was a limited time and limited quality because it's a purple one. So I know there are other colors I could have got, but purple sounded really pretty. And honestly, it was the fountain pen that got me. It was a little bit more money to get the fountain pen version. But it comes with pins as well. Little cute. I think it came with pins. We'll see. It should be cute stuff. But so I had yet to bring over my fountain pen collection and some of my ink to my apartment since I moved in. It was still hanging out. It was still hanging out in my parents' basement. So you know what? Would you guys like to see some of my fountain pens? Does that interest you at all? Because I have the container pretty close to me. I can just give you a glimpse in my my other hobby that, if I'm not careful, will suck all my money. So yes, Chinko, you've been staying away from online shopping. Otherwise my wallet will faint. Yes, I know. So this week has not been the greatest in staying away from shopping, which means that I won't go crazy the rest of the time because I gotta pay my bills. Okay. Show us, you say. I shall show you. Let's set this aside somewhere safe. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay. So here's a chunk of them. I have random ones floating around places. And it's been a while since I've looked at most of these. So especially working from home, things have been so much more digital that I haven't really written much on paper, which is so sad. And it definitely did not help my productivity to venture away from paper planning. So the last couple weeks, especially preparing for 2021, with work and knowing that at least till March, probably even later, I'll still be working a chunk from home, I definitely ventured. I got my paper planner set up more. So anyways, let's see. Here's my little collection here. So this is to clean them out. You get water in them and you squish it, but we'll set that aside. That's not as cute to look at. So I have lots of greens and purples because I really like green. So this one's pretty nice. I don't like the nib on this one as much. It's a little too scratchy for my taste, but it's super pretty. Now this brand, so Lamy, this one's my favorite. This style, not this exact one, but this style pen was my very first fountain pen. It's a Lamy Safari, and it's a German pen, and it just works well. This is definitely my favorite kind. So I have this in a few different colors, one of it being purple. My first one I got was lime green. I don't know exactly where that's at, but I've also gifted this color a few times to like my sister and brother-in-law because they were kind of into pens for a little bit too. So here's my most fancy one. This is a Pilot Vanishing Point. Here you go. And this one, you click it, and the little nib is hiding. So how's calligraphy on those? So most of these are not fairly conducive to calligraphy. So to do calligraphy with a fountain pen, you would want it to have a really soft nib, so that when you're pressing down on it, instead of it being like this, it kind of softens and flattens and gets thicker instead of just the tip of the pen hitting the paper. So these ones aren't that great for calligraphy. I'm trying to think. Is it this one? I do have... Okay, this is the special one that was designed specifically to flex a little bit, because that's what you need for calligraphy. But this is a special one, so this is still a metal nib, but it's just designed in such a way that when you press down on it, it'll get thicker and have that calligraphy look to it. But most calligraphy nibs are going to be a softer metal, so they're going to be more gold, and that will have a flex to them naturally when you press down. So these would be much better for, so you could kind of fake the calligraphy and do like some hand lettering with them. But these are definitely much more functional just for regular writing. See, look, I have so many of this pen. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. But anyways, so maybe someday I'll do a stream more pen related. Oh, here's another fun one. See, yeah, these are all more practical ones because I got these mostly to use at work. So most of them have finer nibs so that they don't bleed on paper as much. So yeah, so that's what I end up using. So anyways, that's just a glimpse into my little collection here. So here's just the ink samples I have. So I have a few bottles of ink, but this is when I have all these samples of ink in there. So I have ink to last me a long time.